boy who terrorized our school announced he'd be dead by 18. I never expected to be the reason he changed his mind. I was sitting in class when Felix, the school bully, stood up in the middle of class and spilled my iced coffee all over my textbooks. Everyone laughed. The teacher just sighed. Felix, sit down please. I was left to just clean it up by myself. You see, Felix got away with everything because everyone knew he had cystic fibrosis and the doctors told him he was probably going to die by age 40. So the teachers felt too guilty to ever punish him. And I guess it didn't help that Felix told everyone he was going to end his own life on his 18th birthday by his own terms. But in junior year, everything changed. We were sitting in class when it happened. Beep, 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 the intercom crackled. School lockdown. This is not a drill. The teacher barricaded the door. Students were crying. Someone vomited. We all got down on the floor and hid under the desks. Everyone, except for Felix. While everyone texted their parents their final goodbyes, Felix stayed sitting at his desk, whistling to himself. After 10 minutes of thinking we were on the verge of death, nothing else happened. The SWAT team came, but they couldn't find the shooter. When they announced that school was going to continue as usual, I looked at Felix, who had a slight smile on his face. I instantly knew he was somehow behind it. When school was over, I found him alone by the lockers, still smirking to himself. I should have walked past. I didn't. Why did you do that? The words came out harder than I meant. He looked up at me, amused. Why do you care? I don't. I just don't get it. He shrugged. I'm gonna be dead in 2 years. Nothing I do matters. I stared at him, and maybe it was the emptiness in his voice, or the way he said it like he was talking about the weather, but something in me cracked. If nothing matters, I said, then why not try actually living? Why not care about someone? His green eyes pierced into mine. He lifted up the sleeve of his shirt, covered in bruises. Guess where I got these? I rolled my eyes. Let me guess. Some dumb motorcycle accident that you did because you're going to die anyway. He laughed, but it sounded empty. No, but nice try. They're from my dad. He turned around and lifted up his shirt, covered in scars. He spoke. All of these are from my dad. He's a drunk. Tears filled my eyes. I'm sorry. He interrupted. So tell me, why should I care about others when no one cares about me? I'm going to die in 20 years. I'm halfway through my life, and no one cares about trying to make me happy. They just want me to make them happy. I care, I blurted, unsure what to say. That's when I saw it. The slight smile on his face. I figured you'd say something like that. I didn't know what to respond with. He walked away while my heart pounded with a mixture of adrenaline and guilt. But something changed after that. The next day, he dropped a candy bar on my desk. It was Hershey's Cookies and Cream, aka my favorite. I blinked at it, then at him. What is this? You buy this every Friday, he said, right after your mom gives you your allowance. I felt my stomach lit. I had never told him that. How did you know? I asked. He smiled that same smile. Dunno. I laughed nervously while his eyes stayed locked on mine. From that day on, Felix started showing up everywhere. He'd lean against the locker next to mine, say something that made me roll my eyes, then walk off before I could respond, and I'd think about it for hours. One night, he texted me out of nowhere. You looked stressed in third period. Bad day or bad teacher? I typed back, how do you even notice these things? His reply came fast. Hard not to. I didn't know what to say. Weeks passed like that. Him appearing, me pretending I wasn't waiting for him to talk to me. Inside jokes that made no sense to anyone else. Late night calls where we talked about everything and nothing. And underneath all of it, a constant quiet dread I couldn't shake, because every time I looked at him, I remembered the promise he made. He was going to be dead by 18. That was the deadline, and it was getting closer. Then his birthday arrived. I texted him at exactly midnight to see if he'd be alive. Happy birthday, I sent, with the firework iMessage effect, but he didn't respond. I told myself not to overthink it because he probably didn't end his own life like he said he would. But the next morning, he wasn't at school. By the end of the day, I'd called Felix 6 times. Nothing. I couldn't eat dinner, couldn't focus, couldn't stop imagining myself at his funeral. But that night, while I watched Chainsaw Man to distract myself, I heard it. A tapping on my bedroom window. It was Felix. I opened it, and he immediately crawled in. I whisper shouted, what the hell are you doing here? How did you even know where I lived? He smirked. Since when do you have to tell me something about you for me to find out? I wanted to hit him. I wanted to cry. I wanted to ask why he put me through the worst day of my life. But all that came out was, you're here. Yeah, I took a deep breath. It's past your birthday. You said you'd be dead. I know what I said. I rolled my eyes. Okay, hello? Then why are you here? He wasn't smirking anymore. He stepped closer. Close enough that I could see he hadn't slept either. My breath caught. Turns out, he said quietly,